Greetings, fellow humans. I'm MartianBuu, and today I want to talk about the Heroic Tavern Brawl. The Heroic Tavern Brawl is my personal favorite time in Hearthstone, whether it's a standard one or a wild one. Basically, you pay 1,000 gold, and then either you do really well and get a lot of rewards, or you do very poorly and you don't really get much at all. For me, this simulates an experience I don't really get in digital card games, which is the tournament feel. For IRL card games, I would go to an event, I'd pay an entry fee, and then I'd either do poorly and get nothing, or I'd win the tournament and I'd get a lot of packs or money or something. Those tournaments are why I love card games. So replicating that feel in Hearthstone is really nice for me personally. But every time the Heroic Brawl comes around, there are a lot of criticisms centered around it. So what I want to do is walk through those criticisms and then talk about, should you enter the Brawl? Criticism number one, the reward system is awful for how much money or gold you put into it, and the reward structure is hidden. If you look at the reward structure, the amount of value you get for your 1,000 gold if you get 10 wins or higher is ridiculous. Tons of packs, tons of dust and gold, golden legendaries. That is way better than you could have done if you just bought packs. But the thing is, if you don't get 10 or higher, your rewards are pretty middling. So you break even on value at about 5 wins. So you get the 6 packs, 200-ish gold, and 200-ish dust. But not everyone gets 5 wins. And if you get less than 5 wins, the rewards start to get real bad real quick. At 2 wins, you don't get any dust or gold, and you're down to 3 packs. And 3 packs for 1,000 gold is abysmal. If you don't win at all, you've paid 1,000 gold for 1 pack, and that can't feel good. Let's say you go even. You win 3 and you lose 3, which is about what you would expect from the average player. For 1,000 gold, you've gotten about half value. If you're only in this for the payout, and you are not a top legend player, this is not a good brawl for you. I don't think I'm a bad player, but I don't think I'm an exceptional player either. Based on the rewards alone, this isn't even worth it for me. I have gotten a 12-win run before, but I've had plenty of less than 12-win runs to go with it. The value of this brawl to players like me is the excitement of trying to get 12 wins. So I get something out of the experience, which is why I play it. I play it more now that I'm a content creator, but regardless, this is really fun for me because of the experience. I cannot recommend it based on the value. If you're sitting there thinking, I'm going to have a bad time if I go 3-3, but I really want to get that 12 wins, I would not do this because you're probably not going to get 12 wins. All of that is by design. You know, that is the fun of this brawl. That is the reason that they do them. If it was good value across the board, the spirit of it would be completely different, which isn't to say that they shouldn't do an event like that separately, but that's all to be expected. And it's just whether that's worth it to you. So if it isn't, just don't do it. The criticism with this that speaks to me a little bit more is they don't actually show these rewards when you go to do the brawl. They post them like separately in the announcements. They are there to be found. They're just not there if you're in client clicking into the brawl. So if you're not someone who goes the extra mile of being on Twitter, following the Hearthstone website and all that, you have no way to know how bad these rewards are. You just queue up with your 1,000 gold, get no wins, 1 pack, and are really upset, and rightly so. The easy fix to this is to just have it somewhere, either on the little chalkboard that's there for every brawl. You could just have it there instead of whatever picture they would put for this, or when you go to agree to pay for the brawl, just have it there next to the rule system. You should know what the stakes are before you enter this. Another criticism is for free-to-play players, they look forward to that free pack every week. When this brawl comes around, they're down a pack. They're not going to spend their precious 1,000 gold entering the event, so they just kind of lost their tavern pack that week. I'm old enough to remember when the Brawl first came out and the pack was meant to be temporary. So this criticism has never really spoken to me personally. But if I'm being objective, there's been a long precedent for every week somebody gets a pack just by entering the Tavern Brawl. And if you look forward to that pack, it is a bummer. I think most Tavern Brawls are for free-to-play players, and having the Heroic Brawl come around once in a while for players like me is a nice trade-off. You know, like this year it's going to be 3 weeks for me, 49 weeks for free-to-play players. So pretty decent trade-off, I think. Something that people have been saying a lot is just give us the pack anyway. You know, like just give the pack. And this time around, Blizzard did do it. So there is going to be a legendary quest separate from the Brawl. You do not need to enter the Brawl to complete it. It's just based off of winning a game. So you go queue on ladder, queue whatever, win a game, any mode, you get a pack that week. So in that sense, it's better than a Tavern Brawl because you have the freedom to complete it in whichever way you want. Another solve that people wanted was a free run for the Tavern Brawl, and I would have liked that. I would like a free run for the Tavern Brawl. I think that would be an excellent solution purely from the player side. I'm not surprised that they don't give us 1,000 gold worth of free tavern run, but I don't know that it's out of the realm of something that they should do necessarily. Like, I could see it being really good PR and not that much of a loss to just give everyone a free run. But yeah, I'm not surprised that they don't. So finally, we have, this time around, they've added another incentive to play. Ghoul Queen Scarlet is a brand new Death Knight skin that is only obtainable through the Brawl. And you don't get it for entering, you get it for winning 3 games. So for me, that's not a big deal. I expect to get 3 wins on my first run. But not everyone's invested, not everyone has the collection I do, not everyone will get 3 wins on their first run. I would compare this to the promo that most card games give you when you enter a tournament. They'll give you like a special alternate art, holofoil, whatever, of a card from the set that is basically, hey, I was there, I played in the tournament. Most card games do that, and that's how this feels to me. Like, I played in the Heroic Brawl, I got my promo card. So from that standpoint, I feel like it would be much nicer if this was just for entering the Brawl. $10 for a skin is about what you'd expect to pay in the shop, and usually you get a few packs, and usually with this you'll get a few packs. But if they wanted to have stakes attached to it, I would much rather this be 6 games and not 3 wins. The difference with the 6 games is both with 3 wins and with 6 games, you will earn the skin in 1 run if you get 3 wins and 3 losses. That is both 3 wins and it's 6 games. So the minimum to get it in a run is the same. But if you have it 6 games and not 3 wins, then that means the maximum you'd have to pay in order to get it is 2 runs. So if you go 0-3 on the first entry, it's a bummer, you didn't get your skin, but you will get it if you play again. So $20 is about twice what I'd expect to get a skin, especially with 2 total packs to go with it. But there is something to say about inevitability. As bad as it will feel to not optimize getting your skin with the first run, it won't feel nearly as bad as putting in 5 runs and still not having it. I think that this could have really used some inevitability. It feels like bait just because it's achievable by wins. And because of the way that this Brawl is, the ratio of players that take the game very seriously to the players that are much more casual is much more weighted towards the serious players than normal. So if you do decently on ladder playing Hearthstone in whatever your own way, you're going to be a lot less successful in the Heroic Brawl. So basically, inevitability would be great. Just giving it out for entering the Brawl would be great. The upside of this being achievable in the way it is this is actually more free-to-play friendly than the vast majority of other skins in the game. And the reason for that is you can actually achieve it free to play. Most skins are only available if you pay real money and not achievable by free to play at all. But this one can be obtained through gold. So yeah, the only reason that I'm not singing the praises of this edition is because it's attached to wins. There's no inevitability to it. If it had inevitability, the framing for me talking about this skin would be very different. So what should you do based on all of that? Depends what your motives are. If you enjoy the fun of risk reward, putting your skills to the test with stakes attached to it, and you have the gold or money to throw away, then this might be a fun event for you. Those are the conditions that lead me to play it. And that's the only way I would really recommend it. If you're in it to get the 12 wins and you're not like a top ladder player that expects to clean up everyone who's less invested than you, then this is absolutely not the Brawl for you. I would not do it. You will not get the value that you want in most cases. If you want the skin, you're in a tough spot if you don't think that you can break even. What I would recommend doing if you don't want to play the Brawl for its own sake, but you do want the skin, is go find a meta report. Pick the best deck that you have the cards for. Watch every YouTube video of top players playing that deck. Play 50 games of the deck at least on ladder. Prepare yourself. Get used to the meta. Get used to the deck you're going to queue with. And don't go into the Brawl blind. If you put in that much effort to get used to your deck, get used to the meta before you enter the Brawl, you'll have at least some edge over the average opponent. I also think that that makes playing the Brawl for its own sake a lot more fun. So generally, I would say learn a deck really well, practice it, watch good players play it, then enter the Brawl. I know that the standard meta isn't exceptional right now. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a balance patch before the Brawl, but it'd be nice to know. I think the criticisms of the Brawl are kind of a mixed bag for me. Like I think a lot of them really speak to me, and some of them feel a little like, just don't do it. But yeah, I do think that like Blizzard could have done a slightly better job as far as making information known. Like the reward structure should be known. Is a patch coming next week? We should know. But also, this is a super optional event. You don't need this to play Hearthstone. If you really like the skin, but this doesn't interest you, that's where I empathize the most. Definitely put in the work beforehand. Pick something good that you have the cards for. Watch streamers play it a ton yourself. Then enter the Brawl. And I'm rooting for you. Ideally, they'd switch up how you get the portrait to either just by entering or by games before it comes out. But if not, hopefully they'll change it up for next time. So that about wraps things up. Thank you so much for watching the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment to support the channel. If you're going to enter the Brawl, best of luck to you. I hope you get 12 wins, and I'll see you next time.